Hey everyone, and welcome back to another guide. Today we're jumping back into glitch building, but before I continue the refresh series, we need to address something important. The adjacency glitch has been heavily nerfed since the Corvette update. Previously, this technique relied on the cycle function between structural parts, for example between the large floor and the small floor. That cycling interaction is no longer possible. Because of that, adjacency glitching between structural building parts has effectively been removed. At this point, the glitch mostly works only between certain decorative pieces and a few other select items. That said, even in its nerfed state, I still want to show you how it works. Not because it's incredibly powerful anymore, but because understanding it helps you understand glitch building's fundamentals. Let me show you what changed. If we take something like the base teleport module, we can cycle to the short-range teleporter and continue cycling through the parts, but only up to a point. That stopping point indicates we reached one of the structural parts, and once you hit that boundary, you cannot cycle beyond it. This is exactly why we can no longer use something like the light floor to glitch in the sphere generator. That solution is gone. Now let's look at a case where it still works. Here we have a large hydroponic tray. Notice that I can cycle between the large tray and the small tray, and I can even continue cycling forward to the menu. The cycle link still exists between those two items. Now pay attention to their snapping behavior. The small tray snaps to the four corners of the floor. The large tray snaps perfectly to the center of the floor. So let's say we want the small tray placed perfectly centered, which is something we normally cannot do. This is where the adjacency glitch comes in. Let me just enable the build camera. And let us place the large hydroponic tray centered on the floor. You can see it snaps in the center of the floor. With that position locked in, we will have to press cycle part and build almost at the same time. We want to slightly prioritize the cycle input, but it should nearly feel simultaneously. If done correctly, the game will now place the next part in the cycle chain, meaning the small tray, but it inherits the placement position of the large tray. And just like that, the small tray is now perfectly centered. That is adjacency glitching in its current form. There is still one more case worth mentioning. For example, the holographic chart projector can normally not be scaled up. But if you switch to something like the bubble vat, which is right next to it and can be scaled, and then we perform an adjacency glitch from that into the projector, the scaling properties will be carried over. So, scaling transfers are still possible in some of the limited situations. Honestly, at this point, the adjacency glitch has been nerfed so much that it's no longer very practical. If your goal is efficiency or advanced building, there are far stronger techniques available, especially the universal adjacency glitch, which give you far more freedom and control. However, adjacency is still one of the easiest glitch techniques to understand. If you're trying to learn timing, input priority, and how the build menu logic works, it is still a great starting point. Just don't expect it to be the powerhouse it used to be. I will leave the original version of this guide archived, in case you're curious on how it worked before the update. It might still give you some insight into the logic behind the technique. I will drop a link as well in the description. I hope this helped, and I will see you in the next one. Beeblebum out.